All right, I finished The Champion's Mindset by Joanna Zeigler audiobook. I actually really enjoyed this book. She's a very smart woman. She's actually got like a PhD. I should have said Joanna Ziegler PhD, um, as I said her name. Uh, but this book does go into the mindset of an athlete and overcoming adversity and what it takes to push through and what um, top tier athletes actually go through um, like during training and during injuries. I picked this book because some of the stuff that I was going through at the time, through my running career. Well, I don't want to say career, but um, I don't know, whatever it is, with my running. So I wanted to do something about like the mindset because I was in a bad mindset, and it helped me get into a better mindset and think positively again, because some of the things that she was going through and went through, uh, I was feeling at the time. So if you have any kind of like injury, or if you're hitting like a low mindset, maybe in your training or just like a couple races in a row, you listen to this book. It'll help you lift you up a little bit. Definitely had a lot of good advice, and like the stories that she was telling, um, and the way she told him, you could actually like understand clearly what she meant and the things that you needed to do to get back out there. And you know, even though most injuries heal, sometimes they don't. So you have to sort of pivot and try new things and be open to new adventures. And you know, you might not be able to enjoy all the things that you love anymore, but you got to find something else that you do love, and you know, throw your passion at that instead. She was an elite triathlete. She got hurt on a bike. She had to have multiple surgeries on her rib cage and stuff because of different like muscles and like veins and bones and stuff were causing her issues. I think she had like 8 total, like on her rib cage, and maybe some like pieces missing, and uh, like not veins, but like whatever. We'll just say veins, like cauterized and stuff. So like the nerves and stuff wouldn't cause her pain anymore. And she battled for years and years with this injury when she hurt herself on a bike, and she pushed through a few times and tried to race, but she did DNF a lot at races. Even when she was a top tier triathlete, she had to get a lot of DNFs because like her asthma and some other issues that she had. But she never quit, and when she found out she couldn't be a triathlete anymore, she like pivoted it more into like the running game and stuff like that. Because she did wreck a few times on her bike, and she couldn't even to this day still ride a bike because it causes her pain. So it's, I mean, not that it's nice to hear stories like that, but when you hear stories like that, it's nice to know that like a top tier athlete, you know, may get down a little bit, but they're never out. They, like I said, they just pivot to something else, and it's sort of comforting to know that they're human as well, and the advice that they give and the stories that they tell, like it's just not the end of the road per se. So it's a good like uplifting book, um, with a lot of good advice. So if when you hit the wall, you need like a little bit of pick me up, I would listen to this. It'll definitely lift you up a little bit. Um, I was just intrigued when she first started talking about her injuries, like how the ending was going to be. But she did find some joy in like running and stuff like that, and other sports when she couldn't bike anymore. Because we all reach that point where we can't do what we love, so we have to find something else. Um, I don't know. And she talked about sometimes her like coaches and stuff would uh, give her lessons and stuff like that. Like when she would get down on herself, like the one time she had a bad swim meet. I forget what distance it was. And she was saying that she would never do that distance again to her coach and throwing like a fit. She even said she was like throwing like a fit. And her coach basically said that, you know what, this is, from now on, it's going to be your best event. And it actually turned out to be. But she said she was never going to do it again. She hated it so much, but it ended up being her best event. Um, so just like little stories like that, like you might have a bad race or a bad training run. You just have to put your mind in the right mindset, and then you can turn things around and come out on top. So that's why I really like this book. Don't want to dive too much into it because I think you should read it or listen to it. I would actually listen to it because she was the one narrating it, so it was a lot better coming from like actually her perspective, and her actually reading it and actually hear her voice. So I would actually listen to it if you can. So I don't want to spoil it too much, but definitely check it out. And, let me know what you think, because I think it will help you. Again, if you're struggling with your training and you're getting yourself down mentally a little bit, this will definitely help you get out of it.